Hey guys, welcome back to Zenjin. This is the longest overdue video that we are doing. I know a lot of people have been waiting for the Yamaha R1 build and we are finally resuming it. Before we start on with the video, here's a quick recap as to what happened in the last 3 episodes almost a year ago. And this is it. This is a 2010 Yamaha R1 crossplay.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
It did fire once and then it hasn't fired since. You can get the starter motor out, replace it with the new one, put all of this back. So all of that is a bunch of M seal or JB weld, as you may call it, right? So basically what has happened is at some point in the bike's life, the chain has snapped, gone through the sprocket cover, broken the sprocket cover mounting, and damaged the casing as well, which some mechanic has filled it with M seal. So since that happened, we spoke to the owner and we decided what to do with the bike ahead, and we decided to do a rebuild of the motorcycle. As you know, the owner is not yet sure whether he's going to keep the motorcycle for a long term. He does not know whether he will like the motorcycle or not because he just bought it. So we've decided not to do anything to the internals of the engine. The engine is kept aside as it is. We are not doing anything. If the owner likes the motorcycle, then we will be doing an engine rebuild on it maybe a year later or something like that. Then we went ahead and we ordered a bunch of parts from Yamaha, whatever needed to be changed, whatever we felt is at the end of life, just to make sure the reliability of the motorcycle remains intact. And since that date, we've only been waiting to hear from Yamaha for parts and more parts and more parts. One of the most difficult parts was the wiring harness. There are a lot of alterations that have been made to the wiring harness, a lot of repair attempts have been made. So we deemed it necessary to change the wiring harness. We've been trying to talk to Yamaha to get that wiring harness. Finally, Yamaha said that Yamaha has discontinued the wiring harness for this particular model. So we spoke to the owner, said okay, enough is enough. Let's just get the wiring harness repaired to the best possible ability and get the motorcycle started. This is primarily why it was so delayed. We tried a bunch of other options. We tried importing it from the US as well, but it was turning out to be double the cost. So the owner said no, let's not do that, and we are going to attempt a repair. For now, a bunch of parts have come, and these are everything that has come. This basically includes a bunch of rubber parts, any rubber parts that were old, because see, the bike is a 2010, which means it is almost 15 years old now. So a lot of rubber parts must have cracked. So in the parts catalog, whatever parts we could see that were rubber, we decided to change them. A bunch of grommets, oil seals, O-rings, bunch of O-rings, bearings, a few bolts that were missing from the motorcycle. One electronic part of the harness has come, which connects your ignition coils to the main harness. That's a one separate small little harness that has come. That apparently is not discontinued. That is going on. Master cylinder rebuild kits, so front and rear master cylinder rebuild kits, they have come. Caliper boots, so rubber parts like these, they have. So all of these parts that we have ordered has gone up to about 60,000-70,000, something like that. We have also ordered a brand new fuel tank. So the fuel tank has come. The old tank was very rusty. Places where bolts go, fairings attach, all of that was broken, damaged. So we have ordered a brand new tank. The inside of the tank was all rusted up and everything. Now we will take you to the part where we are going to start work first thing tomorrow morning. It's 7 o'clock in the evening today. So we're going to start with work tomorrow morning, first thing. So this is our working bench for the wiring harness. We've laid everything out: battery, throttle body, ECU, the harness as it sits on the motorcycle from the rear to the front. We've got a wiring diagram right here, and we've marked all of the places that the harness is damaged. So you can see these little wires here, there's damage there, there's damage there, This is the grounds lead. So we had a few days of delay because there's some renovation work that came up, so we've had to shift shop. Here's what we are doing to the harness. As you see, we've started from the rear. Each and every connector is getting sprayed, is getting cleaned. We are brushing all the dust and everything out from old harness. Now here's where the exciting work starts. So we've got the diagram put up on the display. These are your connectors for the ECU. This is where the ECU sits, and these are your connectors for the ECU. All of these wires go to a bunch of different connectors, to the throttle body, to the front meter. All of these connectors are for different sensors. What we are going to do is, Vignesh, multimeter. So what we are going to do is we are going to check continuity between the ECU and a variety of different sensors that are there on the motorcycle to see if there is any wire which has low conductivity or bad connection, so that in future we do not have an issue. As you can see, all of the connectors get cleaned in that way. So blue, red, red, blue. Hey guys, editor Zen here. Let me explain what me and Vignesh are doing right now. So there's a wiring diagram on my laptop which looks something like this. I'll put a picture up on the screen, and there are multiple wires which are color coded. We have to match those colors in the actual harness. We are doing that, and then we are tracing those wires to see wherever they are going, there's no breakage between them. We have to do this for the whole range of wires. We have to figure out which connector in the ECU connects to that wire, and that goes where, and on that connector we need to see if there is continuity. We'll be doing this throughout the range. Wherever we find there's a breakage, we need to figure out why that breakage has happened. We are also trying to figure out why there are multiple different repair attempts, amendments made to the old harness, and we are trying to figure out what have they done and why have they done it, so we can solve it at the root level. These two together so that the red and blue which goes to injectors get power. Yes. Now is that because the relay was faulty? So we don't know. This is pure red. Pure red is pure power, main fuse. Barabar? Yes. This goes where?
Control.
इसमें वो नहीं है, ये तो खराब है. ऊपर नहीं, इसमें तो एक काम करता है, एक बॉटम से और एक ऊपर. वो भी ट्राई किया मैंने. अच्छा. क्या है ये? उधर ही है वायर. अरे यार. यस, वायर उधर ही है. वो अब भी निकाला ना मैं, उसका निकल जाता है. निकला था. That's what, no, it's a old harness, no. It's different है. Different है. हाँ, this one is probably the same. कौन सा निकाल रहे थे अपन? Bottom right. हाँ, this is the same. Tape cut, उसको cut. Blue and white is right next to the red one. ठीक है. You want a longer piece? हाँ? You want a longer piece? नहीं, wire is good enough. So we spent all this time to find this out. This is a connector that goes inside this big connector. This is for the main relay. This wire connector connects to this wire, which is the main wire that comes from the fuse. So battery supplies 12 volts to the fuse sends it over here, this connects it to the relay sends power to your injectors and everything. This has broken off a long time ago, and people have tried to just shove it in, do bypasses and everything to fix this. What we are going to do is, we have a spare wiring harness from a Ninja 1000, I think. Yes, old one. So luckily we have it, so we have found a similar connector. So this is what that connector looks like. This is from 2018 or 2019 motorcycle. This is from a 2010 motorcycle, broken off. So now we've got this connector. This fits right in. So I'll just put this in and check. Yep, goes right in, and I'll have to get. So now the problem is, because of the waterproofing cover, this won't go all the way in. So we will open the waterproofing cover. One, two, remove this and modify this teeny tiny little connector. Give me wire cutter, no? If you remember, when we got the motorcycle, if you go back to the first episode and see this little piece which had a black box in it, which is the relay, had a bunch of wiring issues. We would press wires up against it and everything would start working again. Let's hope with all of these fixes we don't have to do all of that again, and it works fine. Yep. Okay, so now this has gone all the way in. What you're going to do is, Vignesh, you're going to yeah. Okay.
This thing.
That's a joint. That's a 2-in-1. That's from the factory. So this joint is from the factory.
Okay. This is one way now.
This is continuity. So what we are doing now is we are checking if all the injectors are getting power. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go to ignition coil. This is a new harness. This is what a new harness looks like. Nice, fresh, flexible.
Set myself on fire just to keep you. Feeling my head was so tired. What have we become? So I just can't escape. How you never know when you were better than a dream. Flame like a dream that I never seen. I gotta think wrong.
So as you saw, we've painstakingly gone through the whole wiring harness, basically checked each and every, you saw us check the injectors and the ignition coil and a few other sensors. That way we've tested each and every wire that go out of the ECU, go out of the meter and to all the sensors. So there is connectivity in the harness. Am I happy about this? No, because see, the crux of the matter is that this is a 13-year-old harness, which means the wires and everything that are in there have been in the bike for 13 years and they've been manufactured before that. Imagine the number of heat cycles that the wires have gone through, right? It's uncountable, the number of heat cycles that they've gone through. Through each of those heat cycles, they flex, they expand, they shrink, and all of that adds wear onto the wires, which means that somewhere the wires become weak. Now you can continue. Now what happens is, because these wires are weak, as of now they are showing continuity. We cannot take out each of those individual wires and check if there is a breakage point throughout the length of the harness. But that means that because of that wear, at some point those wires are going to break. If we would have got a new harness which the owner was ready for, but we could not source one through Yamaha, if we would have got a new harness like this harness, this sub harness that we got, this is much more flexible than, you know, the old harness that is there in the bike. If you would have got a brand new harness, I would have been much more happier. and it would take a lot less effort on my end to fix the harnesses, as we are going to fix all of the multiple issues. But there is no breakage as such in the harness, so I am hoping that with new components, new relays and all of that, the bike is going to run fine. Reliability of the bike, we will only know with time, but as of now, as you saw, we've gone through the whole process of repairing the harness. The harness will be done now. There's a couple of wires left. We're going to get that done, and the next step is now to start assembling the motorcycle again. Chassis goes back, swing arm goes back in the next episode. All of that is going to happen. For now, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode. That should be out shortly. You should not have to wait as long as you did for this one.